This was a crazy year for the Miami Heat. Going to the NBA Finals in 2020, going in 2023, because Jimmy Butler carried you at times throughout those points, and Jimmy Butler basically never wanted to play for Pat Riley or this organization again. He forces a trade, and as dramatic as you can get, he gets traded to the Warriors. It works out really well for them. The Heat struggled without Jimmy Butler, but at least they finally have guys on their team that actually want to be there. Now, what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be doing our Miami Heat elimination rebuild today. And for the Heat, I think they're in an okay spot right now. Like I said in the intro, they got off to a really bad start after the Jimmy trade, and then they started to play a lot better. Now, for the Heat, they got Bam Adebayo. They have an elite big man who's under control for a lot of money. Hero's under a great contract for his production. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an extension looming for him at one point over the next calendar year. Wiggins, his contract isn't the worst thing in the world. It's definitely tradable. He had a good statistical year in 2025. Khalil Ware, I think, was a top 5 rookie. I think should be on all rookie first team. Robinson, bad money. Terry Rozier, bad money. Really bad money. Need that off the team. Kyle Anderson, bad money. So there are some bad contracts on this team. Even Kevin Love is making $4 million. What do you think that Highsmith, Jovic, Jaquez, and Pele Larson can be for you going forward? I think that's still yet to be determined. And I'm making sure we are getting our first round pick in this draft, and it's going to be forfeited there in 2025 to, take a guess, the OKC Thunder. I feel like they own everybody's first round pick. So I wonder if we're ever going to get to a point where Pat Riley ends up retiring and then Eric Spoelstra transitions into a more of a front office role. We've seen that in the past in some sports, like Bruce Arians for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We recently saw that with Brad Stevens and the Boston Celtics. Could that be something similar with Eric Spoelstra in Miami? We even saw that with Dwayne Casey in Detroit. All right, so we are here on the night of the 2025 draft. It would be cool to have like Cooper Flag in this jersey. I know when I did my post-March Madness mock draft in that lottery, the Heat actually got the #1 overall pick, go figure, but that's not going to happen here. Because I think the Heat could look for a couple different things this offseason for sure. And I think they could also look for a pass-first point guard. I like Davion Mitchell. And Terry Rozier has not been that guy for them. But since the Goran Dragic, Kyle Lowry days, they haven't really had that true point guard. And I think Hero is a little bit better as like an on-ball guy, but also off-ball in a certain way. As Yegor Demon goes second overall. What? It was weird. Yegor Demon did like a press conference, or like he said it was going to be, yeah, like basically a press conference to decide if he was going to stay in college or declare for the draft. I feel like you should have only done that if you were staying in college and he declared for the draft. It was definitely a fumble by his camp or his agent, whoever came up with that idea. And we also have the 21st overall pick in this draft from the Warriors. But I'm going to actually see if the Magic would trade up and I could get 16 and 20 for pick 12. Would they do that? Really? I thought he would do that. I don't know if there's a player that I don't really care for I could throw in, aka Kevin Love. They can't afford that. All right, never mind. I guess we'll just make our pick. And I'm going to take Liam McNeely, not the true point guard that I said they could take in. His shot did crater towards the end of his season, his freshman year at UConn, but he was playing with an injury that he suffered in the beginning of the 2025 calendar year. And if anybody could fix his shot and can put him in the right system, it's Spo. And I'm going to take Ben Seraph out of Israel/Germany with our pick from the Golden State Warriors. Somebody that has the modern day point guard size that you'd want, 6'6", good ball handler, can get downhill, finish at the rim. It's just he's not the best shooter in the world right now, which is basically some of the guard prospects you're going to get in this draft. And we didn't have a second round pick, so that's going to be it for us. We ended with McNeely and Ben Seraph. Jaime Jaquez, we're going to pick up that team option, and Jovic. Not confident that either one of those guys are going to be like long-term fits on this team. I'm going to give Davion Mitchell the qualifying offer, would like to bring him back. And I think this team could go after Kevin Durant for sure. But I think I'm going to wait a year, get off of the Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier money, and then maybe hold off on a Hero extension and really try to get this team back on the map. So I'm actually going to bring back Davion Mitchell on a 3-year deal worth $23 million. And I'm also going to sign Trendon Watford on a 2-year deal worth $11 million, as Naz Reid got paid by the Brooklyn Nets. And yeah, I'm not really sure where the Heat are going to go in 2026. I think if you look at some of the teams around them in the Eastern Conference that finished in the play-in, I like the Hawks' future a little bit more. I do like Orlando's future a lot more. And then I think Chicago, you could say Orlando is in a little bit better of a spot, and I trust their organizational competence a little bit more than Chicago's. And I got to cut some guys before the season starts. Didn't re-sign all the guys that I didn't want to bring back. Okay, yeah, Drew Smith that we're going to release. Of course I can't because he's hurt. I'm going to release Stevenson or Stevens. We're going to release Christopher. I could just release, honestly, Terry Rozier and Kevin Love. Let's get these guys off the team, even though they'd be some fine veterans, but they're free agents at the end of the year. Maybe that was stupid to release Rozier, because I could have maybe traded him at the deadline for a matching salary. It's okay. I'm going to have to release Keyshawn Johnson because of the stupid injury thing. So yeah, releasing I don't know. Rozier is kind of crazy, and it's going to show that, like, that was not the best trade in the world. So I know he's not the best, like, playmaker, but Davion Mitchell is going to be the starting point guard. Rozier or Hero at the 2, Hawkins at the 3, Bam at the 4, and Ware at the 5. Let's see how they can work and coexist. Just kidding, actually. I want to get Wiggins into that starting lineup. It's going to be Hawkins, Jovic, Highsmith, McNeely, just wings off the bench. I don't know about that. Let's go 25 to Hawkins, 20 to Jovic. I'm going to go about 12 to Highsmith, about 10 to McNeely, 10 to Seraph. Let's do about, like, not Duncan Robinson, Trendon Watford. Even though I'd like to get Pele Larson, honestly, in here as well. So maybe we're going to eventually stagger the Bam and Ware minutes. We are 4-star pace and space. I don't think we're going to be good enough to go defensively right now under Spo. We start off the year against a couple Southeast Division teams. We are going to lose to the Charlotte Hornets by 11 and then lose to the Atlanta Hawks by 5, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't own my first round pick at the end of the year because I sacrificed it for the 2025 draft. Let's hope we do not bottom out in this Eastern Conference. Even though it's weaker, I just don't want to give the OKC Thunder the best pick in the world. All right, so we're at the deadline with no first-round pick in the 2026 draft. I maybe should have held on to that Rozier contract if there was somebody that I wanted to buy into. Davion Mitchell, I think, is a really good backup point guard, but I don't think he really elevates our ceiling as a starter. Hero's been good. Maybe not as good as he was in the 2025 season, but it's still been good. There's Wiggins, honestly pretty efficient at that. Bam Adebayo, about 18 points and 11 rebounds a night. And he's finally hitting his threes, shooting 37% from downtown. And Khalil Ware, I think, has taken strides in year number 2. Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, they're fine, but I'm not really invested into them long term for this team. I don't think Highsmith is going to have a major role in this rotation after the deadline. I do think I may make a move or two. And I'm going to be trading Hayward Highsmith to the San Antonio Spurs for that swap best between Boston and San Antonio in 2028. I'm also giving up a second rounder. This pick is from the Derek White trade. So we're going to add an exception to that and get that deal done. All right, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP at the end of the 26th season, and they're also going to enjoy my nice lottery pick for this upcoming draft. We're not going to get, I don't think, anybody on the All-NBA teams. Yeah, that's not going to be the case. We see Trae Young in the division end up making an All-NBA team. We get nobody here. And we do get Liam McNeely on All-Rookie team, 44% from the field, 33 from 3, and 73% from the line. I mean, was the East that bad? Okay, no, it wasn't that bad. So we were pretty bad. Oh my God, we finished 30 and 52. That's like the 5th worst record in the league, and I sacrificed my 2026 first rounder for a 2025 first rounder because I thought we could have really used it. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So Wemby is your Western Conference Finals MVP, and Brunson in the East, and the New York Knicks are going to actually win in 7, and Jalen Brunson gets Finals MVP. I feel like I watched them lose a lot here. So there goes LeBron, there goes Chris Paul, there goes Kevin Love. I think we will retire LeBron James's number. I mean, they've retired Michael Jordan's number. They're definitely going to retire LeBron's number. And what pick am I going to be giving? Oh my God, it's projected 5. Don't move up. Don't move up. Okay. It ended up, where is it? Oh my God, it went to number 2. I'm gonna lose my mind. I really sacrificed that pick. All right. That sucks. That hasn't happened to me in a little bit, but I'm gonna have to watch OKC get AJ DeBenza, Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson, while we're getting nobody there, and I'm stuck with Liam McNeely. I thought about firing Spo, hey, you go to the front office type, but I don't think that's gonna happen right now. So we are here on the night of the draft. We don't have any draft picks. I still have this terrible Kyle Anderson contract. So let's just go to rookie signings, where we got no rookies to sign, as DeBenza went 1, Peterson went 2. Boozer 3 to the Knicks after winning it all. And I'm going to pick up all these options. I do believe Wiggins' contract's a player option, not a team option. So, yeah, we're going to bring him back. But I think we may look to make a big move. Maybe I'm going to re-sign Jovic first because I think he could be at least an intriguing asset in a deal. Okay, for some reason, Kamara and Keyshawn George were non-tenured. Can I get both of them? That would be kind of a dub for us if we could pull that off. Let's go. I'm also going to sign Nick Richards to a 2-year deal, and we have a $4.4 million trade exception with Hayward Highsmith. And Jovic comes back on a 3-year, $26 million deal. There's a chance he could be traded. All right, I wonder if I could trade Andrew Wiggins for Jordan Poole. Both are in the last years of their deals. Let's see. Jordan Poole got 1 more year. No, he's in the last year of his deal. They also signed Ty Jerome. So could we do this? Are they going to counter? They won't counter. I will also give you a great veteran in Kyle Anderson. Does that get it done? And I will give you Trendon Watford as well. I feel like I shouldn't have to give up many assets to get this deal done in a second. Okay, so Jordan Poole is now a member of the Miami Heat. We have Poole and Mitchell. We have Hero, Larson, Ben Seraph, Jaquez and McNeely, Adebayo, George, Kamara, and Jovic. And then we have Ware and Nick Richards. I am also going to be trading Nikola Jovic to the Memphis Grizzlies for a 2028 top 10 protected first round pick and a 2030 unprotected first round pick as well. Since we ended up with George and Kamara, I think like we are good on wings, and that could also make Jaime Jaquez expendable as well. Player progression, Bam is still our highest overall. Our pick is lottery protected this year, and then it becomes unprotected next year if we are in the lottery this year. That is from the Terry Rozier trade. Thanks, Pat Riley. All right, I'm going to re-sign Jaime Jaquez on a 3-year deal, which obviously could still allow him to be moved. I'm not going to re-sign Hero right now, even though that's a pretty good price. I just want to keep all my options open going forward. So we are going to start Jordan Poole and Tyler Hero. I know there's not a lot of defense there, but we're going to have Kamara, Bam, and Ware. That's pretty good defensively. So I think Poole's going to get 28 minutes. We're going to go about 20 to Mitchell. I think Keyshawn George can get around 22 minutes. Let's go 30 to Ware, 34 to Bam, 28 to Kamara. We could do 35 to Hero. And then off the bench, I do want McNeely still playing a decent amount. He can get about 15 minutes. And then out of these guys, I'll probably see what Ben Serif can do. But then I could shuffle in Richards and Pele Larson throughout the year. We're going to stick with pace and space, which is 4 stars under Spo. And then can we at least be a little bit more competitive this year after being kind of abysmal last year and giving up the 2nd overall pick in the draft? That hurts so much. All right, so at least we're a little bit more competitive this year, and we are 24 and 26 at the trade deadline in a still a weak Eastern Conference, but there's a good like top 4 right now. We have a negative 4.8 point differential, so I don't know if we could stay alive here in the play-in, but like our roster is objectively not bad. Like it really isn't that bad. And Khalil Ware, man, okay, we're really tapping into something I think special over here. Jordan Poole averaging 4.4 assists, 37% from 3. There's Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.6 stocks. I think I could make a move at the deadline, but I'm honestly, so everybody's basically under contract going forward outside of Jordan Poole. Well, I don't know how the Kamara and George things are going to work. I should actually not mess that up completely because I signed them on those extensions in a way. I don't know if I'm going to get bird rights. If I don't, then that's kind of a shame. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades because Hero could be a sign and trade in the offseason. Same with Jordan Poole. And Jaime Jaquez is under control because if he was a restricted free agent, maybe I would trade him right now. All right, so Wemby ends up getting MVP. AJ DePanta is in OKC. The one thing we got going for us, we are not in the Western Conference, so I don't have to worry about these two guys for a little bit. Devin Carter, most improved. Shout out to him. Billy Donovan, coach of the year. It's the year for the Florida Gators. Well, I guess this is like 2027 now. And in Miami Heat, we do get Bam Adebayo on All-NBA third team. I mean, he's 29 years old. He's not getting any younger. How is he going to look as he gets into his 30s? Can he have like a Brook Lopez type arc where he's still an elite defender, but can also develop becoming an elite 3-point shooter? We were kind of getting there, and now we're going the other direction, unfortunately. So we ended up making the play-in tournament as the 7th seed, so we could be back in the playoffs this year, which I wouldn't mind. I can give Charlotte that pick in this draft. We finished with a negative 2.2 point differential, but above 500 record with a 42 and 40 record this year, with Bam beating the leading scorer, followed by Tyler Hero, who I don't know if he's checked out here in Miami. Davion Mitchell, not the most efficient year in the world either. But Liam McNeely's also improving here in year number 2, which is great. So we have a game against the Atlanta Hawks, who I said I did like their future a little bit more than Miami's going forward. Let's see what happens here in the first half as we are down. Okay, we're down 86-78. All right, so we're down by 8 here in the third quarter. I mean, we're in the 7-8 matchup, so if we do lose this game, we're going to get another chance. We got off to a good start in the 4th. Can we finish strong? Nope, our defense kind of faded a little bit. Hero drops 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists. And what could be his second to last game is the Miami Heat. We're going to be taking on the Brooklyn Nets, who 2K does love in the sim. Reed Shepherd, Cam Thomas, Kelly Oubre, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton. They got some shooters. They got Jeremiah Fears off the bench. Let's see what happens here in the second play-in tournament game. Damn, we just gave up 69 points. We just gave up 76 points in the first half. That is embarrassing. Spo, you're supposed to be preaching defense, and we get blown out. Like I said, 2K does love the Nets. I mean, throwing out a Jordan Poole, Tyler Hero backcourt, I'm not really doing him any favors, but this is about to be an interesting offseason. I think this is going to be a pivotal point for us because Hero's a free agent. We're getting off the Poole money and what we want to do with that. What's going on with Tumani Kamara and Keyshawn George? Can we fully buy into Ben Serif and Liam McNeely around Bam and Khalil Ware? What's going on with Jaime Jaquez as well? So it's a big offseason. The Bulls signed Luka, which pulls a wrinkle or puts a wrinkle to some things because I don't want to have to deal with him in the Eastern Conference, and now I do. So James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George all are going to the Hall of Fame. We're going to retire all of their numbers here in Miami because we like to glaze the NBA legends. Here we are in the draft lottery, which means we will be able to keep our first round pick, which based off what happened last year, I can't be bad next year. I can't. So we're going to have the 14th overall pick in this year's draft. Spo, I'm going to keep you around, man, but you're a free agent next year. You may just go into the front office after that. All right, I'm going to offer one trade, and if this doesn't go through, we're going to keep the 14th pick, which is included in this trade. Can I make an in-division trade? Jaime Jaquez, Davion Mitchell, and pick 14 for Bub Carrington, who I believe... Okay, no, he hasn't signed that extension yet, but he's coming off a really good shooting year for the Washington Wizards. They're actually going to agree to that. I didn't think they were going to say yes, so welcome to the Miami Heat, bub. And then with the 14th overall pick, oh my god, the Bulls had one when they already have Luka. Oh my god, thanks a lot, Portland. So they ended up with Harris Aran, who's a pretty good center out of Romania, I would say. And the Wizards with that pick ended up taking Bajnak from Croatia. This is maybe a similar vibe to the Denny of Dia trade they did with Bub Carrington, which was for the 14th pick. Okay, cool. So I get these guys on their team options, or at least Keyshawn, not Kamara. Seraph, like everybody here, welcome back. Yeah, there are some big name free agents. I do get the restricted rights of Toumani Camara, which is great. And since we have Bam and Ware in the front court, it wouldn't make sense to really get any of these guys. Do I like the idea of Jalen Green? It's a lot of money, but it's not that much money. I mean, like, they're offering him 5 years, 223. They're really throwing the whole kitchen sink at him. I mean, Kevin Durant is 38 years old. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. And like, we kind of have the front court figured out. I don't really need to go after Jokic or Giannis right now. I basically need a point guard. I don't really love any of the options here, so maybe there's going to be a hero sign and trade. All right, so let's re-sign Tower Hero, but like I said, there could be a trade to be made. I'm also going to bring back Jordan Poole, 4 years, $70 million. There could be a multiple sign and trades. And I'm going to call up the Memphis Grizzlies. John Morant is on the last year of his contract. Tower Hero and Jordan Poole for John Morant. They say no. I will also throw in Ben Seraph in this deal. They say no. And I'll give you this first round pick, your first round pick back. They're going to... Oh, wow. Okay. Never mind. I don't think I'm getting Ja. So what about Jalen Brunson, who's in the last year of his deal? Tower Hero for Jalen Brunson. They say no. I mean... Would I rather keep Ben Seraph for Jordan Poole? Maybe Jordan Poole because I could flip him. They say no to that. And I throw in 1 first round pick. They say no to that. What about 2 first round picks? They say no to that. Okay. Wow. This is going to be really hard to trade for Jalen Brunson. What about Tower Hero and Jordan Poole for Brunson? Damn. All right. It's really hard to trade for some guys right now. Damn. What about Tyrese Halliburton? Could I do Tower Hero and could I do Jordan Poole for Tyrese Halliburton? They say no. I will throw in 1 first round pick. They say yes. Oh my god, let's go. We just got Tyrese Halliburton on the squad. We just got him to South Beach. So we're gonna have Halliburton at the 1, Bub at the 2, George, McNeely, Bam. Okay, and I'm gonna bring back Toumani Camara as well. That is a massive pickup for us. I'm gonna bring back Pelle Larson on a 2-year deal. Let's do that. I'm also gonna sign Dante DiVincenzo, or at least try to. 2 years, about $24 million, $25 million. Bang, there we go. And then can I give Camara whatever he wants, or does he have to take the qualifying offer? Let's find out. $23 million. Oh yeah, I'll take you back on the QO. I'm not paying you that. Lakers, what are you doing? Oh, 3 years, 56. About 18 a year. Take my money, Toumani. Yeah, I just love Toumani Camara, so I gotta bring him back. And let's bring in Draymond for that Kevin Love role here. We're going all in. So Tyrese Halliburton's a 90, Bam's an 88. Hopefully this duo can win a title together. I thought about going after De'Aaron Fox, but I thought Halliburton could end up being a little bit better. All right, so to start off the year, I don't know if I'd rather go to Keyshawn George or Kamara. Honestly, let's go with the Wizards wing duo. We're gonna have Carrington and George with Halliburton at the 1, Bam and Ware. McNeely, Kamara, DiVincenzo, Richards off the bench is kind of filthy. And like, we also have Ben Seraph and Pelle Larson if needed. Like, Nick Richards is gonna get 10 minutes a night. Let's go 16 to DiVincenzo. I think we could do 20 minutes to McNeely, 24 to Kamara. Let's do 32 to Ware, 34 to Bam. I think 28 to Keyshawn, 30 to Bub. I'm going to go 36 to Halliburton. And then I want to see what Ben Seraph can do with about 10 minutes a night. System proficiency with this team, 3.5 star pace and space. Let's balance that. It is 4 stars, so let's go to that. First 3 games of the year always sets the tone for the season. And we start off 1-1. We gave up 145 points to the Hornets, but we do end up going 2-1 to start off the year. We also don't own our first round pick at the end of the year. So yeah, let's be good, please, because I don't want to give Charlotte a top pick like we did to OKC in the 2026 draft. And yeah, this team is going ham this year. We're going nuclear. 37-14, move over Chicago. We got a new #1 seed. Chicago and Miami at the top. It's kind of like 2013 all over again in the Eastern Conference. Maybe not more so for Cleveland being here. Brooklyn, Toronto, they had their moments. Washington as well. And definitely New York. You could probably get Boston and Indiana up there. Halliburton, 22 points and 10 assists. I was hoping he could maybe get MVP. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think he could finish on a top NBA team this year. 18 and 10 for Bam. 3.5 assists. I wanted to keep at least one OG, and I think he's the only OG Miami Heat. Him and Pele Larson of all people. Bub, great combo guards for us there at the 2-guard spot. Khalil Ware, about 14 points, 9 rebounds, 50, 33, 76 splits. There's Keyshawn George, about 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 44, 36, 82 splits. McNeely, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 49, 40, 80 splits there. Kamara, interesting. Okay. Him and Ben Seraph are definitely struggling right now. And we have a strict no struggle policy on this team. You're struggling, you're gone. I'm just kidding, but I'm going to make this trade. It's a pretty big one. I have no idea why Jalen Hood-Schifino is 2.5 stars. He's actually been kind of good in Indiana, but it's more so me moving Ben Seraph, Toumani Camara, and a 2028 top 10 protected pick from Memphis. If they're bad enough this year, it'll be unprotected next year. I'm getting Tyrese Halliburton's old buddy from Indiana, Andrew Nembhard, over here to South Beach. The 37-14 team are adding a pretty damn good guard to come off the bench. Or I do like the idea of Nembhard starting, and then like Bub Carrington is this like offensive threat off the bench, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, do I play Pele Larson or Hood-Schifino 7 minutes a night? Maybe I'll go to Hood-Schifino. All right, so Luka Doncic ends up winning MVP. Aaron is your Rookie of the Year. AJ DeBanza is your Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby's your Depoy. Asa Newell is your Most Improved. Cade Cunningham is your Clutch Player of the Year. And the Spurs went 17-12. So good thing they are in, the Western Conference there, so I don't have to deal with them. Tyrese Halliburton, who led the Miami Heat back to relevancy. 21 and 10 this year, 49, 39, 89 splits. We love to see that. And the Miami Heat finished this year as the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. We're going up against the 7-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers in round number 1. Bam was the number 2 scorer. Ware was the number 3 scorer, who was going to get a nice payday this offseason. We got Bub, we got George. McNeely's kind of embracing now into this Miami Heat culture. We got a good team down here in South Beach, and I'm excited because I think there is a chance we could win it all this year. I would say it's far from a guarantee. So the bench is going to be Bub, McNeely, DiVincenzo, and Richards, which is kind of elite. Keyshawn George was great for us. He's going to get 30 minutes a night. We're going to go 38 to Halliburton, 35 to Bam, then I think 34 to Ware. Nembhard's going to start, but I think Bub may play more minutes. All right, so here we go. We're taking on the Cavs in round number 1. They obviously have a very good team, so this is not going to be easy, and this is kind of a terrible 7 seed to draw. We lose 137-132 in game 1. Bam 9 of 22 from the field. Game number 2 goes to the Miami Heat, 129-110. Halliburton with 31, 6 and 13. George with 24. Bam with 23, 8 and 4, or 18. All right, game number 3 goes to the Miami Heat, 125-105. Halliburton with 24. Ware with 19 and 10. Nembhard with 17. Let's go. Man, I'm nervous here. Game 4 goes to the Miami Heat, 3-1. We win 125-92. Khalil Ware, welcome to the party. That's what I'm talking about. Keyshawn George struggled. I mean, we could ride the hot hands, but he's definitely struggling through the first 4, and we win in 5. Bang. We are in round 2. Bam, 35 and 15. Halliburton, 20 and 12. Indiana did not make the play-in tournament with Halliburton and Jordan Poole, or excuse me, Tyler Hero and Jordan Poole. And in round 1, our winning score was Tyrese Halliburton, who is a playoff riser right now. So we're taking on the Toronto Raptors, who have been a good team for sure. Cooper Flag, okay, is in Toronto. That scares the living shit out of me. Game 1 goes to Miami, though. We win by 39. Keyshawn, I was calling you out, Keyshawn. I was calling you out. Halliburton, 26 and 10. Game 2 goes to the Miami Heat, 132-116. 23 for Bam, 23 for Bub, and 24 for Tyrese Halliburton. Game 3, bang, we're up 3-0. Cooper Flag, no problem for us. Khalil Ware, 29 and 14. This man's also a playoff riser right now. McNeely had 11 points, and just a light 8 assists in that game. And we are going to sweep them. We are 8-1 in the playoffs right now. Man, Spo's getting the most he can right now out of Halliburton, and I love to see it. In round 2, Halliburton averaged 23. Keyshawn stepped up, averaged 20. I don't know how he got non-tendered by the Wizards, but one team's trash, another team's treasure. This is a good Bulls team. They scare the crap out of me as well, and they win game 1 by 5. Oh my God, we choked it in the 4th quarter. We had the lead. We had the lead, and we choked it. Game 2 goes to the Chicago Bulls, 113-104. 26 for Halliburton. Game 3. Oh my God, that sucks. We lose by 3. All right, well, it is what it is. At least we made it to the conference finals this year. I'm not worried about not being back next year. But yeah, we are going to lose. We're definitely going to lose. We're 100% going to lose. Damn it. I thought I could reverse psychology it. All right, so we get bounced here in the conference finals. A little disappointing after going 8-1 and beating some really good teams. And I know they got Luka, but I honestly thought we were better than the Bulls on paper. Spurs win in 5. Wemby is your finals MVP. So there goes Kevin Durant. There goes Draymond Green. I could not get him one more ring, I guess, even though I'm not even like the biggest fan of Draymond Green. So lottery here. We see the Nets have a couple picks there. The Miami Heat have to give our pick to the Charlotte Hornets at 28 from the Terry Rozier trade. I think I'm going to bring back Spo. He didn't retire. It would feel wrong not winning a title in this video without him. So team player options, bam, opts into his $59 million player option. We're going to pick up the team option there on Liam McNeely. I'm going to offer all those qualifying offers. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I don't really care about getting back. Bub, let's give a big deal to. I don't know how he's unrestricted. Interesting. But yeah, 5 years, 169 for Bub. Welcome back. I'm also going to try to bring back, yeah, like, well, there's Khalil Ware. Keyshawn George. Don't tell me I can't afford George. Okay, well, he's restricted at least, right? So I'm just going to match any deal he gets. And he gets a deal from the Bucks. It's going to be 4 years, 107. We're easily matching that. And yeah, we went from a team that had a lot of financial flexibility to like nothing because all our young guys are getting paid now. And I'm going to sign an upgrade over Nick Richards as like the backup center. And that is going to be Wendell Carter Jr. from the other Florida team. So Halliburton goes down to an 89. Bam, 89. There's McNeely, 88. Carrington, 88. Bunch of 85s. I do believe this team can win an NBA championship. And I do believe like we got a taste of the conference finals last year. We could finally get it all this year. We just have so many guys that can really perform at a high level. And I'm really excited to see this team with another year of like experience gelling together that we can actually go all the way next year. So like we have DiVincenzo, Wendell Carter Jr. off the bench, like Liam McNeely and Bub Carrington off the bench is kind of elite. And then you got Khalil Ware, you got Bam, you got Keyshawn George, who deserves a ton of minutes. There's Nemhard, and obviously I'm going to get more minutes to Halliburton, and let's go out and win an NBA title. So yeah, Wemby just dominating the NBA yet again. DJ Wagner, like probably 3 years after being drafted, takes home the Rookie of the Year award. I almost drafted Nolan Traore over McNeely, but I feel like I made the right decision. Dude, the Spurs are just winning 70 games left and right, so even if I make it out of the Eastern Conference, I got to go through them. But we were the 1 seed this year in the East, and we have a Battle of Florida in round number 1. We went 64-18. Oh my God, dude. 270 win teams in the West. That's oh my God, an 18 and a 19 point differential. The Thunder finished the year on a 14-game winning streak, and they were still the 2 seed. Okay, oh my God, they got Devin Booker there. Yeah, whoever doesn't make it to the conference finals, I'd be pissed. I mean, we're an elite team too. This is like the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Thunder here in 2025. But I don't know, man. If I lose to the Magic, though, with an 18-point differential, that's a good team. It's a good team. But if I lose to them, I will be very upset. Hopefully, we're able to beat past them. Don't lose. Okay, thank you. We win in 6. And we're going to be taking on the Washington Wizards. Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George going against their former team. And they got some good players, don't get me wrong. Ace Bailey, RJ Barrett, Alex Sarr still there. Will Riley and Bilal off the bench. Jaime Jaquez is there. But don't lose to them, please. I want to make it to the conference finals. And we end up winning in 5. So basically, as expected, we have a rematch with the Chicago Bulls. You have the Thunder and the Spurs over there. The Knicks were actually the 2 seed. So can we get revenge on the Bulls? They beat us last year. They have a really good team. We win game 1. We lose game 2. We lose game 3. We win game 4. Oh, we're down 3-2. Don't lose in 6. Okay. Here we go. Game 7. Oh my God, man. This is an electric series. Please. Okay. What is that start? What is that start? We're at home. That's how we come out. Patrick Williams is cooking us. All right. Please close the gap. Please close the gap. Okay. Okay. We're closing the gap a little bit. We're only down by 6. Please have a good fourth quarter. That's all that matters is this fourth quarter. We're down by 3. Please, good fourth quarter. Come on. We're up by 4. Don't. Oh my God, we're down by 3. I'm going to close my eyes. Just please win. Please win. Please tell me we won. Please. Please. Let's go. Yes. 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 We won 130-125. Halliburton drops 33. McNeely 10 assists. And the Miami Heat are in the NBA Finals to take on the Spurs, who beat the Thunder in 6. So maybe the 2 best teams in the league, a rematch of the 2013 and 14 NBA Finals. Wow, I did not think I was going to win. I did not think I was going to win that series. Let's go. But we know that team is elite over there in Texas, and they win game 1 by 3 points in overtime. All right, at least it was an OT loss, but that hurts. Game 2 goes to the San Antonio Spurs. Oh my God, they won by 2. They won by 3 and by 2. That sucks. Oh my God, are you... Oh, they won by 1. They're winning all the close ones. Oh my God, man. Really? By 2, by 1, by 3. We do win game 5. We blow them out, or excuse me, game 4. And we lose in 5. If that was like a close loss, by 7. At least we made it to the NBA Finals.